What's up, explorers? Welcome back to our channel. We're the Choose here from Choose to Explore, where we teach you guys how to see the world
and save $1.
So we're just coming back from an amazing trip through the United Arab Emirates. And this is a place that so many people have requested us to visit, and we're so excited that we finally made it there.
So during our time, we actually visited 3 of the Emirates, which were Sharjah, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi.
And we're super excited to tell you guys everything you need to know before you go to United Arab Emirates. Stay tuned, you don't want to miss this one.
So first up, what are the entry requirements to enter the UAE as US citizens? So as US citizens, we just needed a valid passport that had up to 6 months of validity. So you can stay up to 30 days visa-free as a US citizen.
Next thing that we're going to talk about is super important as well, and it's the best time to visit.
So our number 1 tip is probably do not go in the summer because it's going to be extremely hot. It was extremely hot when we went, and what month was that?
And that was in like March.
Yes, in March. It was extremely hot.
I'm talking about like 100 degrees at like 8 o'clock in the morning. During the other months of the year, it will be cooler, but it still generally will be hot year round.
So when we told people that we were going to Dubai, a lot of them were just telling us that we need to be very, very careful. It's going to be super strict. There's so many rules, this and that. And we're here to break it down exactly how the experience was while we were there.
Because you don't want to be locked up abroad. So what I would say about that is the UAE is a Muslim country, so they are going to be more conservative than we are typically in the United States, but this is really going to be more dependent on the Emirates that you're in. Dubai is going to be one of the most visited tourist destinations in the world. And while it still is predominantly going to be conservative, they are going to be more lenient here than they would in other Muslim countries that we have visited.
For instance, when we were in Sharjah, I definitely felt the need to cover my arms. But in Dubai, I didn't really have to worry about covering my arms so much. However, you do also have to realize that when you go to the beach, you can wear a swimsuit in the water, but as soon as you step off of the beach, make sure you have on your clothes. And also in Abu Dhabi, when I visited the Sheikh Zayed Mosque, I had to go even further and also cover my hair as well. So you definitely do want to be mindful and respectful of your attire when you do visit Muslim countries.
Even as men, we didn't have to go as far as having our head covered, but we couldn't have elbows and knees showing when we were going into the mosque as well.
So in different Muslim countries that we visited, they have been dry countries. However, when we were in Dubai, it was not always accessible to have alcohol, but they were available in some places.
In particular, we were sitting looking at the Museum of the Future, and we had rooftop drinks there, and they had a pretty good menu, and there was no issue in terms of getting alcohol.
So we're not really big drinkers, so this wasn't a huge deal breaker for us that there wasn't alcohol every single place that we went, but we did just want to let you guys know so you can have the right expectations.
So don't go with that expectation that every meal you're going to have a drink with it as well.
So when we were researching online, we also saw a lot about PDA, public displays of affection, and how that is not allowed in the UAE. So really while we were there, we only really saw that strictly enforced at the mosque. So no hand holding, no kissing, no hugging, anything like that at the mosques.
Yeah, actually we saw a couple like kiss at the mosque, and the policeman came over and made them delete the picture off of their camera, and they couldn't have it. So just be mindful of that when you are there.
Yes, but honestly there were signs everywhere telling you not to do that, so don't ignore the signs.
Yeah. Also, many people look at Dubai as the Middle East version of Vegas, and it's a lot of glitz and glam, but there is no casinos there, so just be mindful of that as well. So generally speaking, you just want to be mindful of your surroundings and just be respectful to the environment. When you go into buildings, especially restaurants or places of worship, please be sure to look at the signs. And if you don't know, just ask. Don't just assume that things are going to be the same as it is back home.
So have you been to the UAE? If so, comment below any rules that you noticed while you were there.
Now, everybody talks about Dubai, and it is an amazing place for its own right, but there is so much more to the UAE than just Dubai. As we stated earlier, we visited Sharjah first, and this is an Emirates that's like 30 to 40 minutes away from Dubai, and actually flying with Air Arabia, we got super cheap flights from Egypt, so that's the reason why we really decided to explore here first. But I would say that Sharjah is beautiful and a really unique place as well. It was a lot quieter, more affordable, and most importantly, I got a good sense of the culture and the people that are here in the Emirates. It wasn't just humongous buildings, there was culture museums, forts, waterfront, and so much more to see here.
And I'd also say that Abu Dhabi is a must visit as well. The Lux palaces, the mosques, it was just so mind-blowing how beautiful and grandiose everything was. I felt like that will be my model dream home. All of those structures, so beautiful.
So while Dubai was beautiful, had so many activities, things to do, places to see and eat, I think of the 3 Emirates that we visited, if I had to choose one to live in, it would definitely be Abu Dhabi. And there's so much to see and do there.
But I do have to say that Dubai is definitely a must visit. It really just felt so futuristic and just so cool, just going through this incredible place.
Yeah, when you think about somebody trying to outdo you, you think about Dubai. They have the biggest and the best everything in the world. They have the biggest building in the world. They have humongous malls. They have the tallest picture frame. They have the biggest flower garden. It's 100 degrees outside and they have an ice skating rink, ski lift. They have the desert. And the crazy thing is that Dubai, like 50 years ago, was literally just a desert.
It's so innovative, so futuristic, and I think you should definitely pay it a visit.
The next thing that we're going to talk about is how you're going to get around. So there are many different modes of transportation, but the one that I really recommend is going to be driving. We love driving because the freedom and flexibility that it gives us, and also during our time, we booked our car with Discover Car Rentals, and we were able to get a car for like $14 or $15 a day for our stay. But I will say that driving does have its challenges as well. The first challenge is going to be parking. A lot of times we would go somewhere and try to get dinner, but we actually couldn't even eat because we couldn't find anywhere to park. And there's a lot of parking garages, but a lot of times they could be very expensive, so it didn't even make sense that we even parked over there. The next problem that I had with driving is that it were so many lanes. Like we were driving and there was like 8 or 9 lanes on the road. And being a New Yorker, I'm used to like 2, maybe 3 lanes. So sometimes if you're not paying attention and you have to exit all the way on the right, you're cutting through 8 or 9 lanes in traffic to get to your exit.
Or actually, you're not cutting anything. You're missing your exit and you're
looping all the way around. It's like, it says it's 20 minutes, but because you're gonna miss your exit, it may be 35 or 40 minutes.
Exactly.
Also, comparative to New York, gas was much cheaper in Dubai. And especially because we went to 3 different Emirates, driving was the best option to save us money, to save us time, and to have freedom and flexibility. But it's not the only option. Being that the Emirates are so futuristic, public transportation is definitely going to be a great option as well. Dubai in particular has one of the cheapest as well as fastest public transportation systems in the world. And a lot of the tourist hotspots are going to be right off the public transportation stops. I remember there was this one time we went to the beach in Dubai and I had to drive and I was trying to find parking. I couldn't find it. And we ended up paying like $30 or $40 to park the car for a couple of hours. Now, I should have just parked the car by the Dubai Marina and literally just took the public transportation or Uber there, and it would have saved me so much money as well as time. And the reason why I say the Dubai Mall or the Dubai Marina is, depending on how long you're staying, it does have free parking there. So it's a lot cheaper and easier for you to park there, Uber there, and then Uber back to your car. Also in the Emirates, Uber works, but my recommendation is to download Careem. Careem is going to be a similar interface as Uber. From our experience, the prices were a lot cheaper on Careem.
So definitely compare the Uber prices to the Careem prices to get the best price for you while you're there.
Also, that one time that I said we were trying to find parking to eat somewhere, we actually just went back to the hotel and ordered delivery food from Careem right to our place. It was like $1 delivery fee or something like crazy. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna order with Careem. It was like $15 or something for us to get 2 meals as well as the delivery, tip, everything. So I definitely recommend, sometimes it's okay to be lazy and just order out and get Careem.
Good value.
The next thing that we're going to talk about is the money and the currency here. So in the UAE, they use the dirhams. And what we found was there was a lot of places that were card dependent, but when you go to a lot of the markets, the souks, and the little street vendors, you're going to want to have some cash as well. The next thing that we're going to talk about is something that really surprised me here. When we usually travel, we like to find local experiences. We like to talk to people from the area and learn more about the culture.
So it was really interesting to find out that only about 10% of the population are citizens or Emiratis.
There are actually way more South Asians than there are Emiratis here. Like, we were in Dubai and we just kept meeting foreigner after foreigner. So I definitely tell you that Dubai is absolutely set up for foreigners.
So with all of this diversity comes a lot of really good cuisine.
So we're from New York and we're used to diverse cuisine. So here in the UAE, I was able to try so many different flavors and dishes here. During our time, we had Indian food, we had Palestinian food, we had Yemenese cuisine. This is all food that I typically don't find in New York. Shout out to our friends at the Honeymooners Club, because my friend Bashoy is actually from Abu Dhabi and he was able to give me so many great recommendations. The next thing that we're going to talk about are the amazing malls here in the UAE. Now you might be thinking a mall, like I've been to a mall, but let me tell you, the Middle East does the malls like nowhere else.
This was actually the first mall that I've been to that actually had its very own Chinatown inside the mall.
Not like a separate town in the city, I'm talking about a separate wing in the mall. Also, the mall had an ice skating rink. It had over 100 different restaurants. It has one of the most beautiful aquariums I've ever seen.
You can even go inside of the tank and be face to face with the fish, if that's what you're into. And there's so many different shops, of course, and it's really cool in there, like AC cool. So since it's so hot outside, you're gonna want to go inside the mall and cool off.
Honestly, there's a lot of people that just go to the malls just to hang out because it's cool there.
Yes.
But I do want to say that the malls are super expensive as well. So go there with the expectation that if you are going to buy things, that they are going to be a little bit more expensive.
More than a little. If I had to choose one word to describe Dubai, it would definitely be extravagant.
When I think about Dubai, I don't really think about humility. I think about the biggest skyscraper in the world. I think about the amazing water show that's right there. I think about the biggest picture frame. I think about the Miracle Garden. I think about the luxury cars. I think about the amazing waterfront and the beautiful architecture. When I think about the Emirates, I think about the future. One thing that was also different here is when you go out to eat, a lot of times on your receipt, it will already have a service charge. What I found is a lot of times they didn't even give me the option to tip, because the tip is kind of already included in that service fee. If you do want to give an additional amount, you can, but the service charge from our experience covers that whole tipping part.
So there's a lot of really great things that you can do while you're here in the UAE, but just be careful about what sites you're booking your tours with, because from our experience, we found a lot of fake booking sites. So you have to make sure that you're on the actual official sites to book your tours and anything that you want to do.
One example of this is we were in the aquarium and I wanted to see what the actual price is to go to the aquarium, but I found like 5 or 6 websites and every single website had a different price. Even when I went up to the booth in the mall and I looked at the price, it was still different than every single price that I found online. So I would recommend going to the official websites, or if you're still unsure, just do it in person and book it. We also want to touch on the market and the souks here. So we actually stayed in a beautiful Hilton property that was literally in Old Dubai, and right there you could take the boat for a couple of dirhams across the water to the gold and the spice souks. And this area was beautiful. They had so much things to sell. They had so many fake things and so many real things as well. So just be vigilant about what you are purchasing. But anything you can imagine they were selling. I'm talking about sneakers, clothes, household items, obviously gold, jewelry, spices, food, anything you can imagine they had. And while I did say that there's a lot of fake stuff here, one thing that will reassure you is the gold souk market is very well regulated. It's a very stringent process in order to sell gold in the gold market. So you should feel reassured that you're buying authentic gold. And not just authentic, it is going to be some of the highest quality gold that you can buy. Another benefit about buying gold here is, as a foreigner, you don't have to pay the VAT tax. So that'll definitely save you a lot of money by not paying taxes. So if you do plan to buy some gold, or your significant other some gold, here's a great place to do it.
Now let's get into safety in the UAE.
So we're going to talk about our experience here. Generally speaking, we had our cameras out, we were recording, we were walking around, we were in our cars, and we had no issues in the UAE.
Yeah, we felt very safe while we were there. And actually, the UAE has one of the lowest crime rates.
But you can't expect the unexpected, and that's how we always travel with Safety Wing Travel Medical Insurance. We love Safety Wing because it covers a wide variety of things that could go wrong on a trip, from lost baggage to missed flights, or even having to go to the hospital. We found that the rates are super affordable at around $2 a day for us.
And if you're interested, you can check the link in our description to get a quote for your own trip.
So there you guys have it. Everything you need to know before you go to the UAE. Did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments below. So thank you so much for checking out our channel. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.